back to another video. A few months ago, I released a video about the most forgotten Wings of Fire plot, and discussed the events of the Scorching, specifically Cottonmouth. However, a lot of you guys in the comments also wanted me to talk about a storyline that might not even get finished, and that's everything going on with the Invincible Lord. Who is he, and why is there a chance this plot could never continue? Will it affect Arc 4 or not? I'll be discussing all of that and more in today's video. But before we begin, a huge shout out to my patrons. Dragonslayer and Sky Wren, Thistle, Noobto, Pyrrhia, 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙁𝙁, Pancake, 𝙒𝙗𝙁𝙁, 𝙈𝙊𝙁𝙁𝙁, Alex Cleaver, and Shadowhunter. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Links to their social medias are in the description down below. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. So, who is the Invincible Lord? For those unaware, this is a human character who was introduced in the Dragonslayer Legends book. Humans being involved in Wings of Fire is one of the series' most controversial points among fans. Most don't seem to like scavengers having a bigger role now, especially with what's being set up here. That ultimately may be why we see less of what's going on with the indestructible city. The Invincible Lord is the leader of this human settlement, located in between some dragon kingdoms. It proudly sits atop the cliffs as a bustling society, boasting various weapons to fight off curious dragons, or as they think, ferocious ones. For thousands of years after the Scorching, humans lived in fear away from the dragons. But the Invincible Lord wants a life for mankind where they finally face their foes instead of let dragons supposedly control them. In many ways, he's like Cottonmouth, one of the people who started the entire war between dragons and humans in the first place. And honestly, history might repeat itself because of his attitude on the matter. But how could just one city cause a war? Well, that's because of the Invincible Lord's obsession with power. He's a very greedy man, with the goal of conquering the entire continent. No one can oppose him, as he has so much wealth, land, and security already within the IC's walls. Everyone is expendable in his mind, which is very worrying for any humans that might not agree with his plans going forward. At the start of the second Legends book, the Invincible Lord wanted to find the legendary Dragonslayer, a human who is said to have killed a sandwing with only a sword. The Invincible Lord thought that he could persuade Heath to protect the indestructible city from dragons. However, he refused, since, as we know, Stone was really the one that killed Queen Oasis. When the Invincible Lord found out this information from a spy, he was furious. The ruler of the city now had to devise a new plan to make sure his growing kingdom would be safer and stronger. And, well, what else was there to do other than involve dragons rather than kill them? The Invincible Lord discovered the existence of Wren, and believed his idea to be perfect. Imagine if he could control dragons. Having the winged beast of the sky be his own army would make him unstoppable against other dragons and any humans that would try to get in the way of his empire's expansion. Wren is a character we've seen several times throughout the series now. She's a human that ran away from her village when she was young and found a newly hatched Sky. The two are practically siblings now, and can communicate through a form of dragon. This was absolutely unheard of on Pyrrhia. A dragon and a scavenger as family, who could actually talk to each other? Both species thought the other to be merely an unintelligent animal, until it was later proven otherwise. So while the Invincible Lord is still confused on the brain power of dragons, he thinks he's found the key to true power. If he can get a hold of Wren and make her control dragons, he'd own the entire continent, and maybe more, so he thinks. Here's a quote from the epilogue of Dragonslayer that foreshadows the continuation of this storyline. "I will find this girl. I will find her and her dragon, or dragons, if Boris' theory is correct. You can be of use to me, or you can be a stupid waste of space as usual, But either way, one day I will control the girl who controls dragons. And then the whole world will be mine at last. However, it's been over 5 years since we got this ending, and nothing at all has come of it. We've seen Wren appear since, but nothing from the Invincible Lord, Undauntable, or anyone else involved in this T's tale. Fan reception to Dragonslayer hasn't been great. As I mentioned earlier, most readers want scavengers to stay out of the story somewhat. Will we get to see more of this? Well, that's ultimately up to Tui. But from what we know about Arc 4, it's not looking like that'll be the case. At least not for a long time, or in that next expansion of the books. Tui hasn't spoken a lot about the Invincible Lord since the initial novel released either. Would more of this story be better suited for a direct sequel to Dragonslayer, or should it be included in Arc 4? Again, the plot of the next books is something we don't know a ton about, but it looks to not be super connected to this idea of controlling Wren. After all, I feel as though a plot like this would have a huge effect on Pyrrhia, something that'd be important enough to ripple into several books, even if their main plot is different. The answer right now is that we really just don't know. Some fans want this storyline to continue, whereas others are staunchly against it, and hope Arc 4 is fully fresh. What can't be denied, though, is that the Invincible Lord plot is fully left open, and based on the ending to Dragonslayer, it'll be pretty big if it continues. Will Arc 4 lead into a united world of dragons and humans? After all, we're already starting to see some understanding between the two species. Or will these next books push aside that storyline a bit, keeping it in the background and stored for some future idea? I believe in the former, at least to some extent. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this story, and do you want to see what would happen if this human villain gained even more power? Let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!